Hello everyone, my name is JuGGs, and welcome to another video on the YouTubes. I really did not prepare my intro this time. It's a bit early in the morning for me, it's like 9:30 and I can barely talk. I got dressed and I had this great idea. I had this idea a while ago, but I didn't have anything to think about to say for it. So, and this is kind of why, because it was a series idea really, and I can't promise that this will be a series, but I at least want to make this video because I think it'll be a lot of fun, and I know that there are some people out there that really like writing, but they just don't have all of the it factor that'll really get people to want to write. So today what I'm going to be covering is a video I call Writing is Hard. Yes, I know, it's with a Z, it's supposed to be funny. Ha ha ha! Laugh at my jokes! But for Writing is Hard today, what we're going to be talking about is creating your own original character for story purposes. Now, I'm thinking about making one for roleplay purposes. Don't judge me. I know it's weird. It's not weird in my opinion. It's different. Depends on the kind of roleplay. I'm not talking about like, oh, I'm fucking you. No, I'm talking about like actually creating a story with other people. And like, you know, it's like writing a book in my opinion, except other people can throw in twists you didn't expect, and like it really just takes it in a whole different direction. And I personally think it's a lot of fun. Some people think it's weird. It's all up to your preference. But what I'm covering today is how to create an original character for like your own personal book. So what I'm going to be talking about for referencing as an example is my character called the Freerunner, and his secret identity is Maxwell Cummins. Now, yes, he is like a little vigilante guy. So, right. The overall plot for this is that this group called the Filth Sanitation Offense, the FSO, in New York City are currently working against anyone making under, like, I think I said 45 grand a year. They just want it to be, like, really rich and really clean. So that's the whole idea. So now you have a little bit of background idea to this. So the first step to creating an original character is actually not the name. A lot of people would think that, but it's not. If you're creating a hero, then obviously you want the hero identity, but you don't necessarily need the secret identity or the birth name, so to say. Because that's something that a lot of people trip up on, and they'll sit there thinking about it forever, and they'll say it over and over in their minds. They'll say it to people, they'll say it in the mirror to themselves, and it's just like they want it to sound right. But then they get tripped up on it because it's like, oh, it doesn't sound how I want it to sound, or this and that, and they'll just sit there and they'll keep thinking about it. So one of the things I like to do is sometimes don't create the name first at all, or come up with like a little code name. Like for a while ago, if you remember, Kane and I, the other Smidwinder over on the Smidwinders channel, we were working on this project we called Project Remember, which is still kind of like up in the air, so don't, yeah. We had a totally different name thought out for the actual thing, but it was always Project Remember. So if you want to call it like Project M, Project A, B, C, you know, you get the point. Then at least you can skip over having to worry about coming up with a name that will really sound like Harry Potter, anything like that, you know? The next step would definitely be coming out with sort of like an outline. I know, rough drafts and final drafts and all that stuff, it sucks, but sometimes they're kind of necessary. So come up with an outline for your character. So for the Freerunner, for the latest iteration that is, I mean, I created this character in 2nd grade, and I've created like probably hundreds of different iterations of him. But for the most recent one, what I did was I took the fact that he was a nerd in high school that got bullied all the time. He started going to the gym when his police officer parents told him he needed to get out of the house and he couldn't get any jobs anywhere because high school diploma doesn't help him. And then he started helping out in the city because of the FSO's minor beginnings. And what was the other one? Oh, I sort of planned his future because those were the 3 points for the first story. And then going on, what the idea was, he would disappear, his younger sister would take his place, the Freerunner Corps would begin, he would reappear, tell his whole little backstory and everything, and eventually he would actually go back to college and he would study law, and which would eventually help him in secretly helping the Freerunner Corps and all that kind of stuff. So you really want to come up with like, kind of like 10 points of what you want your character to do and how it turns out. So 10 points can really help because it's just detailed enough for a series, but it's also like a lot of details for if you're just writing a book. Either way, it's like a win-win. After you've created the outline, what you're going to want to do is kind of delve a little deeper in. Now that you know what your character wants to do in the future or what your character already does, etc., etc., now you can kind of think about how would they take this on. So to say with the Freerunner, he wants to become a lawyer and he's helping the city like secretly. So over time he would develop a sort of like fatherly aspect just because he's always been the one that was bullied. So having been bullied, he isn't the type to just project that onto anyone else. He's the type that takes it for everyone else. He's like the flag bearer. So he's like developing a fatherly sort of feature, which would eventually lead him into maybe having a family, which would then again help his sort of lawyer point of view. That way that like aspect of the story doesn't get boring. He'll have a reason to still be a lawyer and be the Freerunner despite there being the Freerunner core. Making sense so far? I hope so. If you have any questions, be sure to comment below. I don't think I mentioned that at the beginning of the video, so I'll say that now. So work out the kinks of the personality. When he's younger, he's a little bit more shy. He stutters more, and the moment he throws on his hood, he's just like, I'm out. I'm ready. I can do this. I'm going to do everything I can. No guns, no killing, etc. See? I've basically just recreated that whole iteration of the character in what? 6.5 minutes. Isn't that a little bit easy, right? I mean, it just, a lot of people get a little too tripped up over certain things, like names or, like, advanced plot points. Don't think out all the advanced plot points if you don't have to. I mean, a lot of the time when people start writing a book, they think, okay, well, I want these major plot points to happen, and I want this to be how it ends. And then, me included, especially me included, they get stuck at the beginning. Or they don't like how they wrote the beginning and they want to rewrite it, and then they lose time because they're not moving forward, and then they get forgetful, and then everything happens and suddenly the beginning's gone and all these major plot points are up there and the ending's right over there. None of it's coming to fruition. It's a tragic loss, it really is, because every book is an interesting story to someone in the world. I guarantee it. So, never be shy to put your books out there, and never be shy to ask for help. That's one of the biggest things I've run into, is asking for help, because I'm kind of a prideful person, I know. Look at me, I mean, I'm the guy that puts videos of himself out on the internet. How prideful can he get? Wow, that was a terrible joke. You get the point, though. You gotta be able to ask for help, because writing is like a giant community in its own. Being an author is the sort of community that you can lead yourself into and not worry about getting kicked out of because it's too full. If you're good enough, which everyone is, you'll make it. You just need to put the work out. Alright everyone, I think I've covered pretty much everything I want to cover today for creating a character. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and go check out the Smidwiners if this is over on my personal channel, or if it's on the Smidwiners. Make sure you're subscribed if you aren't already. Turn on the little notification bell on either channel so that you know exactly when more videos like this one or any other videos of mine go up. Or even Kane's if this is over on the Smidwiners, or any other Smidwiner that's out there. And also follow us on Twitter at the Smidwiners. That's at capital T for the, capital S for Smidwiners. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Hope you had a great day, and I hope you continue to have one.